Welcome back guys to my brand new tutorial. In today's video we're going to set up Django channels in our Django Realtime chatting application using Django and Python. Alright, in the previous video we added these two models to our models.py file, and now in this video, as I said, we're going to set up Django channels. And if you're wondering what are those, it's just the way the Django sends the request to the server but doesn't refresh the page. So remember, if you were watching my Spotify MP3 player clone video, we had those play buttons, and whenever we click that play button, the web page would refresh. And since this is a chatting application, it will be really not user friendly to refresh the page every time someone sends the message. So that's why we need the Django channels and also JavaScript later on to make it not refresh. Alright, so if I explained everything, let's start writing the code. So the first thing we want to do is actually pip install those Django channels. So you do that by typing pip install channels. Alright, and once it's installed, and once we install those Django channels, we need to import it to our installed apps. So just type right here channels. Alright, and now since we are dealing with WebSockets connections, we need to specify that to our Django settings, since by default it only handles HTTP requests, which is refreshing the page. But we need to specify that we want to also include those WebSocket connections, which doesn't refresh the page. So we can just copy this code right here, or actually these two, and let's put it just under this installed apps. By the way, you can find everything I typed here as well as the other episodes on my GitHub, link in the description. So now we can save this, and now let me explain this. So what is this ASGI application? So by default, Django runs on WSGI application, but since that only handles the HTTP responses, we want also to run WebSockets, which this also provides. So that's why we need this. And these channel layers, this defines how messages are passed between WebSocket connections. So this is good only for development of the server. If you want to upload this somewhere else, you need to use the other backend method, but yeah. Alright, so once we defined everything we need in our settings.py, now we want to run actually the backends. So go to our asgi.py, which you can find in your my site directory or whatever you called it. And let's first of all copy this code, and then I will explain what this does. So right here, we just want to check, as I said, ASGI handles both WebSockets and HTTP requests. And now we just want to see if the method is the HTTP, we want to use this method, and if it is a WebSocket, we want to create a new router, which you will see in a couple of seconds, and handle those requests like that. Alright, so once we did all of this, now in our main app directory, we want to create a new file called routing.py, and right here just copy all of this you see here. And what this does, so whenever the server is run using those WebSockets, the routing.py file will run, and it will redirect user to this URL, which helps us have the unique URL patterns. And when this does run, this ChatConsumer is going to run and actually run the functionality to receive, also send messages, join the chat rooms and other stuff. So that's why we need those WebSocket URL and patterns to actually cover that. Alright, so save that and create a new file called consumers.py. And right here, first of all, we want to copy all of this code. Alright, and now let me explain what this does. So it basically helps us handle those WebSocket connections. So remember, in our routing.py, whenever this URL is called, so this VS chat and the name of the room we specified in this models.py, this ChatConsumer is going to call itself and run some of these methods. So we have 4 of them. One is for connect, disconnect, receive, and chat message. So basically you have the comments right here to know which does which. and I'm really not going to go in depth of this code explaining every line, since it's really not easy to understand. Really, if you want to actually find out what this does in depth, you can check on Google or ask ChatGPT, whatever you want. But yeah, we have done everything in our backend, and in the next video we're going to set up frontend and JavaScript to actually run this backend and actually send messages and also receive them. If you like this video, make sure to check out the pinned comment of this video. I made your free PDF guide on how to help you pass the beginner stage and escape the tutorial hell. And also, I have got another great video right here on the screen. Make sure to check it out, and I'll see you in that one.